And welcome back to America Right Now. As we have come to expect from Democratic presidents, Joe Biden has indicated that he will push for more gun control measures. It's a big concern for the 100 million gun owners in this country and all proponents of the Constitution and the Second Amendment. Let's dig deeper with our next guest. Tim Schmidt is the president and founder of the U.S. Concealed Carry Association, better known as the USCCA. Tim, thank you very much for being with us here on America Right Now. This past year, we've seen record numbers of Americans purchase firearms, more than 5 million first-time gun owners joining those more than 100 million Americans who already own firearms. January this year, we saw the largest spike in gun sales for that month in history. Why are people buying firearms, Tim?
You know, Tom, I'll tell you, I feel that in 2020, so many Americans had what I would like to call an awakening, a self-defense awakening. They've come to the realization that it's their job to be their family's first line of defense. And you talk about these 5 million brand new gun owners to add to the 100 million current, which is a lot of people. But so many of these 5 million new gun owners are people who've never really touched a gun before. And I may surprise you when I say this, but that kind of makes me nervous. And it gets to the heart of what we do at the USCCA, which is we educate and train responsible gun owners so they know exactly what to do when they're in that unfortunate situation of having to defend their families.
Yeah. You know, Tim, Democrats always couch these new gun laws as being about gun safety. That's the buzzword they love to use. It's safety. We have to protect people. It's safety. Now, you're all about safety at the USCCA. So what are they really hoping to achieve here?
Well, that's exactly right. We are about safety at the USCCA, but what the far left Democrats, they come out with these same tired gun control schemes that really do nothing to stop crime. So they say it's about safety. It does nothing to stop crime because, as we know, criminals don't follow any laws, especially gun laws. And what these Democrat gun control schemes do is they make it harder for good American gun-owning citizens to protect their family, to protect their loved ones, because, hey, this is not about hunting. This is not about target shooting. This is about protecting your family. And our members, I'm speaking for the 560,000 USCCA members, they're sick and tired of these same gun control schemes coming down the pipe that just do nothing.
Well, and they're being demonized. Your members and the gun owners, the legal gun owners in this country, are being demonized by that far left. And the far left, at least to me, I think you'd probably agree, they are really driving the agenda of the Democrat Party. And they're talking about limits on capacity of magazines, assault rifle bans, red flag laws. All this stuff is on the table. What do you think is the biggest threat to the right, and it is a right, to bear arms?
Yeah, see, and I believe it's a right. It's actually a God-given, inalienable right. It's a natural-born right that can't be taken away from free people, and that's what the far left doesn't understand. Or maybe they understand it, but they don't want to believe it. And so the danger is us giving up this natural-born right, because then we're not free anymore, and we can't defend our families, we can't defend our loved ones. And the Democrats talk about common sense gun laws. Well, I'll tell you what, there is a common sense gun law out there. It's the National Concealed Carry Reciprocity Act, and the USCCA is getting 100% behind this because now more than ever, Americans are traveling all across the country in their cars because it's such a pain to travel on airplanes, and you shouldn't have to wonder if you're going to go to jail when you're going to visit grandma just by crossing a state line.
Yeah, that's a big issue that a lot of people don't really think about, that if you carry a gun across state lines and they don't have reciprocity, you could get arrested. You could end up going to jail. And I know that you're pushing that. You also wrote a letter to President Biden criticizing his recent call for more gun control laws. Biden recently used the anniversary of the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas high school shooting in Florida to call for universal background checks, for instance. One of the things that you made clear in the letter, which was really very well done, was that, in fact, the shooter, Nicholas Cruz, had passed a background check and legally purchased a firearm. So what the president is calling for in terms of these background checks, again, under the cover of, well, it's about safety, it really wouldn't have stopped that shooting. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, Tom, that's exactly correct. You know, I wrote that letter to President Biden, not thinking that he would respond at all, of course, but rather it's my responsibility, being a leader of the second largest gun rights and self-defense organization in the country, to let him know what real Americans think. And the bottom line is that just like what you said, you know, all of the laws that Biden is proposing right now would not have stopped that shooter. As I said before, the bad guys, they don't follow laws. If they're going to do something bad, they're going to do something bad. And so what we need is we need to empower good Americans who are responsible gun owners. We empower them to be able to defend against these bad guys. I mean, so many people fall into the trap thinking that the police are their line of protection. Guess what? Police are not your personal bodyguards. Don't get me wrong. I love our police force. They had a hard enough job before last year. Now it's even more difficult. The person who needs to be the first line of defense is you. It's your job to be your family's first line of defense, and that's what we do at the USCCA. We empower people to avoid danger, stop crimes, and keep their families safe.
All right, now you've got over 500,000 members all across the country. Are you going to be mobilizing them and getting them engaged as this debate in Congress starts to heat up?
Tom, that is exactly the plan. Our members are some of the most well-trained, some of the most patriotic Americans, and we have over 3 million folks that get our newsletters, and we are going to mobilizing them and help them to explain to their congressmen and their senators how important it is for them to be able to have as few hurdles as possible when their only goal, their only purpose is to defend their families and defend their loved ones. So yes, we will be 100% on top of this because it's so important to pass this National Concealed Carry Reciprocity Act.
And also prevent the erosion of other rights and the demonization of your members and legal gun owners all across the country. Tim Schmidt of the U.S. Concealed Carry Association, thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for standing firm for Americans' gun rights.
Thank you, Tom.
Hi, Emma Reckenberg here. If you like this video, there's a whole lot more to see on Newsmax TV. You can watch for free right here on our YouTube live stream and be the first one here each time our experts break down real news. Just hit that subscribe button, ring the bell icon, and stay with us on America's fastest growing cable news channel, Newsmax TV.